Hey guys, what's going on? Today is January 5th, 2012. Figured I would answer this YouTube video that I got tagged in, a survey from months ago by my friend Neil, who goes by White and Fluffy 701D here on YouTube. Hi Neil. I'm finally making this video response. So yeah, I thought it would be fun. So here we go. Okay, so my first kiss, I was 16 years old. And I can't remember if, I think I was just turning 17. I was kind of a late bloomer. I went to a very small, conservative, private Christian academy, and it was all about, you know, the Lord. I was a late bloomer, so I think I was about 16, almost 17. I had made a joke with my friend, my best friend at the time. She was just beautiful, half Asian, half Jamaican, and, you know, really just one of my best friends since, like, elementary school, so we were close. And I remember making a joke about, you know, she should give me a little bit of loving for my birthday, and she was just like, well, let's go to a movie and let's see. And so we went to a movie by this theater over by her house, and I remember what I was even wearing. I was wearing this like sort of beige bowling shirt with like checkers down. It was sort of a Chandler shirt. Remember Chandler from Friends, like in the mid-90s when he would wear all these little short bowling shirts, the vintage, you know. I had a bunch of those. Actually, my grandma made a bunch of them for me. So I put on one of those. My hair was like this sort of auburnish orange at the time, and I had these bright green eye contacts. I was stupid. We went to this movie, like our moms dropped us off or something, and it was Sergeant Bilko, this awful Steve Martin comedy set in the military. I remember there at some point there was a horse that they had to hide in a warehouse, so they lifted it up, they hung it from the rafters, and it was shitting on people or something like that. The whole time I was just like wondering when we were supposed to kiss, and she was super cool. She was just, you know, totally playing it cool. So finally by the end of the movie, she was sitting right next to me. I sort of turned to her, and I was just sort of like, you know, so, and she was like, hey, I've been ready. So I kind of leaned in, and I went for it, and, you know, she, like, touched my face, and we started kissing, and there was tongue, and it was, like, the first real kiss that, you know, mattered. So that was my very first kiss. Actually, because I'm gay, I have two first kisses. So my other first kiss with a guy, I think I was like 22, and it was with this guy who I knew from my job. We'd actually become good friends. He was gay and out, and I was gay but didn't really know it, and I'm sure he could sense that in me. We had just gone to a party. Ironically, it was my ex-girlfriend's party. She had just moved into my building, and we went down there, and it was just kind of awkward and strange, and we both left and came back to my house. And he'd been at my place and spent the night at my place before and never tried anything. He was super cool and, you know, respectful of the fact that I wasn't really interested. Well, that night, you know, he kind of made a move, and I was just sort of like, why not? So, you know, I went with it, and history was made, and the gay switch flipped, and, you know, I have been gay and kissing boys ever since. Years ago, I went to London with an ex-boyfriend, and at the time I had this very stupid, like, limited idea of what London was like, you know? Like, I just thought Mary Poppins, frail children, and I thought about that old lady with tuppence a bag feeding the birds outside of St. Paul's Cathedral, and gray streets and rain. And I got there, and it was just like vibrant and exciting, and all the people, all the guys were so trendy, and cool haircuts and cool clothes, and I was really, really into the coats and the jackets everybody was wearing. Kind of looked like if you turned a jacket inside out and all the seams are exposed and the edges are frayed, and that was the whole look. And so I was just, I had to have one of those. So I dropped like $300 on one, and I pretty much never wore it again. As soon as I got back to New York, I tried to wear it out a few times, and it was just bulky and made me sweat, and you're sitting on the subway, and it's just kind of, you have to pull yourself together to hold it all in, and it was just dumb. So that, I think, is the most I ever spent on a casual item of clothing. From the time that I was little, I always knew I wanted to be an actor. I would watch movies, and I knew that they weren't real. I knew that they were movies, so I wanted to do what those people did. And, most kids run around playing, like, cops and robbers, or, cowboys and Indians, or stuff like that. But I never did. I always played movies. Like, let's make a movie. And so whenever my cousins would come over, or my little sister wanted to play, that's what we would do. We would reenact movies. And one of my favorite movies to reenact was Pete's Dragon. That Disney movie about the boy with, the magic cartoon dragon that only he can see. So I wanted to be Pete, but more so than that, I wanted to be, an actor. I was one of those little kids with, like, stars in their eyes. Well, in New York, I went to a performing arts school, and so all of my friends were singers and dancers and other actors. So, it was very much like that movie Fame, like all these kids just working to live their dream and wanting to be famous and just trying to make it. And so, those people are still really good friends of mine. I feel like I will probably never be better friends with anyone than those people who I went to school with. Actually, I know exactly what I would want to name my kids. Nick and I, we have to go get an Asian baby, and that's kind of just what you do when you're gay men. We've decided that her name will be Hudson, because I really like the idea of sort of masculine names for girls. When I was in school, like grade school, I knew a girl named Luke, and I thought that was just the coolest thing ever, So Hudson, I just think, is an awesome name. It's kind of a shout out to New York. And then after the Asian baby, we really want to get a little boy. And Nick, really wants to have like a little Eastern European kid. And his name will probably be Sky. So yeah, little Hudson and Sky. That's the idea. I want to pick some old school people to do this survey. I'm tagging Joe Liz. I am tagging Centerfold. I'm going to tag Joshua Willis. And I'm also going to tag Rob Young, because I miss all of you guys on YouTube, and I'm hoping that this video tag will lure you back and at least make you update, once. Or if you're like me, you'll do it months and months from now.